Alright, what you see here is a Hampton Bay Windward II ceiling fan. It's in the 54-inch size and it's in the white finish. I got this fan back in 2016 from Spiffy Neuman. And when I originally got it, it came with a second set of blades, a second light kit bottom portion of the motor, and another remote. So me and Dan ended up basically, from what Dan told me, he think that there was a second one, and that one didn't work, so they just parted it out and sold the rest of the parts with this one. Was that he found it at a Habitat. I saw it in his video, and I asked him if he can pick it up for me because I was always wanting a white one ever since I was a kid. Definitely would like to find a brushed steel one too, but I really like the white ones a lot. So I got it, and when I first tested it back when I first moved here in this apartment, back when I floor tested it, the high speed was not working due to capacitor. The capacitor that's built into the receiver on this fan was failing on it. So since I recently got the Hampton Bay Callaway II, and it came with a spare receiver, for some reason I guess you got like a spare remote, and it came with a new receiver with it, a built-in one, same type that this uses. I think I remember use the new one that spare one that came with and put it on this fan. That way I can get this one running properly again. And since then, and I have repaired it since, so I will be able to show it on all 3 speeds this time, not just 2 mediums and low. So I can definitely see how powerful this fan really is. Now I have already tested one since the original video of this one. I tested one at a child daycare last year. I gave the other remote that this one came with to them since that Windward wasn't used in over a decade, basically, because the original remote was missing and they didn't know what type of remote they needed for it. So I told them that I had the type of remote that this fan can use, and I really just gave it to them just because I figured I might as well, since I didn't really have any use for it. And yeah, I tested it. It was kind of hard to really tell how powerful it was due to it being in a room that the AC was on, so it was already really cool in there. So it was kind of harder to tell how powerful it was. So I did feel a pretty strong breeze underneath it. But now that I have one in the test area here, I can definitely see how powerful it truly is. Now I've heard that these are very powerful fans, almost as powerful as the Hampton Bay Industrials, which are pretty powerful fans. I mean, they are an industrial. They're not the best ones, but they definitely are pretty good air movers. And I've heard that these are almost on par with a K55 fan in terms of air movement. I'm not sure if that's true or not, but I definitely am curious to see if it is. Because a lot of people always talk bad on Hampton Bays, but I've always heard that these are really good air movers. I've never heard anything bad about these ones, so I'm definitely curious to see how powerful they are. And since I've done the original video of it, I have found out how old this fan is. It's actually from June of 2001, so it is a very early one, as that was the first year they sold these, when they introduced the Glossmer Wind series, where the Callaway II and the Hampton Bay Industrial were like the first fans that they used with those blades. So yeah, let me go ahead and show it with the light. And I do have the original remote that came with it, or that I got with it. I'm not sure if it's the original one that came with this fan, but who knows. So yeah, let me go ahead and show the light. As you can see, it does work. Now, the light is able to dim, but it doesn't really get too much darker, really. As you can see, I'm dimming it. So it kind of like gets a tiny bit darker. Then once it gets all the way to the darkest setting, it once it gets down to like 20-ish%, then it starts getting darker, but then it doesn't do it like slowly. So I'm wondering if there's something wrong with the bulb in it or not, but yeah. So let me go ahead and turn off these lights surrounding me, so that way I can test how well it lights up the space. It actually lights up the space pretty well, honestly. Now let me see how well it does with the dimming feature with the lights around me off. So yeah, it really doesn't dim as nicely as I'd like it to, but it could be something wrong with the fluorescent bulb in it. And I have seen on YouTube that there's a video where you can convert it to an LED bulb. I'd rather keep it original, this one, but if the light did burn out, I would convert it to an LED one. But since this one's still working the fluorescent tube in it, I'd rather just leave it in there. So yeah. So let me go ahead and start it off on low. So if this fan, sometimes the receiver doesn't want to pick it up right away. So like it doesn't want to pick up the signal for some reason. But I am feeling it moving a ton of air on a high speed. There we go, medium. Now here's low. Now one of the blades I noticed is a bit out of clock. I'm not sure why. Maybe the plastic got warped on it a little bit while the blades were stored down here for the past few years. The fan got a little bit scratched in some spots since it was stored down here for a while. But yeah, it is a very quiet fan, which is something I'm happy about. Now, Emerson has a fan just like this, the Midway Echo, or the Midway, such. They're basically the same thing, except the Emerson one, I think, uses a larger motor than this one. From what I've heard, these use a 188 motor or 172 one, I think. I'm not 100% sure. But these definitely use a pretty deep large motor for a spinner fan. Which definitely explains why it moves a lot of air. I know the Hampton Bay / Home Decorators Collection Windward 4 uses a 152 or 153 motor, so it's definitely a downgrade from this version. I've heard that those are still good air moves, but they're not as nearly as powerful as this one. I'm also wondering if it might be the signal thing from this remote that's not as powerful as it used to be. Sometimes it wants to work, sometimes it wants to, but I think it has to be more the remote, if anything. And it's not like where you push a button, it's literally the same button for each speed. So it's not like where there's certain buttons that you press to control on a certain speed, like the Fanimation learning remote that I got, for example. Or the ones that have really high, medium, low, off, and then a light bulb. This one has like a lot of more features. It has like a light delay, forward reverse, an auto setting where the fan turns on. Yeah. I'm gonna go ahead and show off the light. One thing I do like about these remotes is it literally will tell you what's the temperature of the room that it's in currently, so. But I mean, like, with the set temp, basically, the fan auto, if you have, like, the temperature set to, like, a certain temperature, the fan will turn on a certain speed, depending on, like, if it's close to that, like, temperature or not. Which I always found to be a very useful feature. And these are pretty big childhood fans for me as well, because I remember seeing them in Hampton Bay Home Depot catalogs as a kid, and I've always found these fans to be really cool looking. I remember on display at Home Depot, I found a remote sitting under the thing, like where the boxes are, and I was wondering if it would turn on the fan or not, and I noticed it went to the Windward 2, so I pressed the light button, it shut off the light, and I was curious to see if the fan would actually turn on, and it pressed the fan button and it actually turned on, but like it moved, but then it got like stuck because there was other fans around it. But I always found it like really interesting. That one time I actually turned on a fan on the display. All right, I shut off the light. Now let's go ahead and move it up to medium. All right, here's medium. Yeah, I'm definitely feeling a stronger breeze on medium without a question. I've always would like to have put one of these like in a living room. Like I can definitely I can see myself installing this in almost any room in all honesty. Bedroom, kitchen, living room. Not a bathroom, but I mean, if it was a large enough one, I think it would look cool, but it definitely wouldn't hold up well. But also I feel it could be a bit too powerful for a bathroom as well. And I do remember back when I had the Infinity installed in my bedroom, the white one, that I was thinking about swapping that out with this. But since the high speed on this wasn't working at the time, I never did it. But I mean, I definitely wouldn't mind having it as a bedroom fan even now. But I obviously prefer the Casablanca Panama 2 in there. Let me go underneath it and see how strong of a breeze it is on the media. Oh wow, that's actually a really nice refreshing breeze. Alright, show it with the white. I mean, I obviously would like to have the Emerson version too, but I mean, those are very pricey. They're like, I think, a good $300 to $500. I mean, depends where you get it too, but this moves a very good amount of air anyways, and it looks identical to it, so to me it's like this having a cheaper version, but it's definitely a good air mover, so I mean, honestly I'd rather just go for the cheaper one. But this one's more of a childhood one for me in some ways. And such, like, I mean, it's the one I've seen more as a kid. But yeah, it was always one of my favorite fans as a kid. Even nowadays, it's still one of my favorite fans of all times. I remember these like sold until like 2015-ish, I think, on Home Depot's website. 2016 didn't discontinue them. But the fact that I have like basically one of the earliest ones from like the first year that they were sold, definitely, and the fact that it's in very good shape for its age too. But yeah, definitely, and I'm glad that I got this fan. I haven't really seen one since that was at it for a pretty affordable price. Yeah, I shut off the light and move it up to the high speed. And here it is on the high speed. And this fan definitely flies on the high speed without a question. I'm literally feeling air moving from like the whole entire, like all over the place, honestly. One thing I can definitely say, out of all the fans I've tested down here, this one's definitely spreading the most amount of air around, but I mean, that is to be expected with the blade design that it has. Not to say that the Casablancas don't move with a lot of air either that I've tested down here. They definitely do. I mean, the blade design on this kind of pushes it out more and such. But yeah, no, this definitely can cool down a large room without a question. Especially at the ground, I'm feeling a very strong breeze of air movement. Yeah, this room over here, I can already tell like this is definitely something I would install without a question, just for the air movement itself too. Oh yeah, this is definitely one that I've been wanting to get fixed for a while and hang up here for a remake. I just wanted to get it fixed first before doing that. I mean, it's not that, it is a little bit heavier than normal fans, but it's not extremely heavy. Yeah, no, this thing's moving a ton of air down here. Like, it's already feeling, it's like 85-ish degrees down here. It already feels like 10 degrees cooler. Oh, wow. That's standing underneath it. And that's definitely, without a question, like K55 air movement, if not even more, depending on the fan. Wow, this thing really moves a ton of air. I did not expect it to feel that powerful, especially with the heat down here. I try not to test like fans in a very cool area because then it's kind of hard to gauge how much air you're removing. When it's hot, you can definitely feel more refreshed by it. But wow, this thing, yeah, this thing is really moving a lot of air. Like, it's really hard to like emphasize how powerful the thing is. Like, this might be the most, I'm not gonna lie, but this could be even the most powerful fan I've tested down here, aside from the Casablanca fans. Like, and it definitely outperforms all the Honda fans I've tested down here. And the Emerson like premium, this definitely outperforms that without a question. Like, I mean, I haven't tested any industrials down here yet, but yeah, this. I mean, I can definitely say it's almost as powerful as like a K industrial. So I've probably tested a lot of those up close and such. But yeah, this is definitely powerful enough that I'd even install this in my bedroom. Honestly, obviously I'm not going to, but I mean, maybe at some day I would, like, but not in this place. But yeah, this. Let me go to the entrance of the base. Like, I want to see how much of it I can feel from the entrance. Yeah, even from all the way over here, I'm feeling a very strong breeze. Yeah, this thing's moving a ton of air. Like, I heard that these are strong, but I did not expect it to be this powerful. And if you guys really don't believe me, find one and test one yourself, because you'll definitely see what I'm talking about. The thing really just cranking out a lot of air. Now, granted, it's a Hampton Bay, so it definitely is bound to get like maybe capacitor issues or something over time. And it's also remote control fan. Sometimes those can be iffy over time, but this definitely is a very good performing fan, without a question. Yeah, this is definitely a K55 air movement, if not more, without a question. Now I show it the white. Yeah, this definitely outperforms all the fans upstairs, except for like the Panama. I definitely would consider this for the kitchen, honestly. Is this with the issue that the Passport 2 had where it would wobble? I feel like this would have the same issue. And because I would have to put a medallion and such. The other issue is this would definitely want to give off as much light as I need for the kitchen. If there was like track lighting I had on the side, I would definitely put this up there. I mean, like if I had like track lighting in the kitchen where like I had like lights over the sink, I would definitely do it. I don't know. Maybe it could happen if I ever got tired of the low profile plus there. But also, it looks very nicely, and also having an all white fan in the kitchen. I know my mom's not the biggest fan of because of the dirt on it, and since we use the kitchen fans quite a bit, I feel like this one definitely dust would show up on it quite a bit. But yeah, no, this thing I definitely. When I get my own place, I'm definitely finding someone to install this thing. Because this thing, I always like the look of these fans, but the fact that this thing cranks out a ton of air. Yeah, I really am glad I got this fan. And I honestly never expected it to be this powerful. I figured it would be powerful, but not. I never did think it actually could be as powerful as a K55 fan, but this thing definitely is cranking out almost the same amount of air as one, if not more. The fluorescent light kind of making this screen look a bit funny. There we go. I just find it interesting that with the original Windward, it's literally like a GE vent fan. Then they made these, and it's like it's such a complete different looking fan compared to the original one. Like if anything, I feel like that's like the biggest redesign of any out of like any like successing fan and such. And let me go ahead and shut off the fan. And do spin down, and then I'll show it on reverse. Space. Let me just turn it back on, that way I can get an accurate spin down out of it. Alright, now for the spin down. Something I kind of wish that with the brush, I know like the brush steel one has the black blades, but I kind of wish that they made like a brush nickel one of the Windward 2, just a brush nickel, not like brush steel, but where it had like the wood blade look, like the Emerson version does. I really do like how that one looks and that finish. I don't think I'm not sure if I would mind and such like installing this in like in a bedroom is like that whooshing sound, like that wind sound that it has. It kind of sounds, I don't know, I feel like it might keep me up, it might not. I don't know, I mean, it might actually make me fall asleep quicker, I'm not too sure, but it's something I would definitely have to get used to. It's not really a type of air movement I'm used to hearing from ceiling fans and such. No, this one I had at this fan storage, but honestly, I'm actually considering keeping this back over here because in case I ever do install it in the kitchen, it's here at least and not over there. I mean, the blades will obviously go back over there, but not the fan. Oops, wrong button. There we go, now it's on reverse. And with this one, you do have to do it while the fan's on, otherwise it won't reverse. One thing is, I don't think it's on low. High. Medium. Low. I'm even feeling a breeze from it just on low on reverse over here. All right, now for medium. I know it's like when I keep the remote in like a certain area, like if I hold it in a certain area, it'll the fan responds to it more. I've noticed that to be the case of these type of remotes with the thermostats and all that built in. Yeah, I'm feeling quite a bit of air from it on reverse over on medium as well. All right, now for reverse high. There we go. Yeah, the thing, even on reverse, I'm feeling a very strong breeze from it over here. All right, let me shut it off. There we go. So, yeah, that'll be it for this video. Thanks for watching. Hope you enjoyed, and stay tuned for more videos to come.